And what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's update on KASPA. It's been a while since I last covered KASPA. I have been focusing all my attention on the sprouts. The thing is that the markets are running right now. Okay, it's a bull market in case you didn't notice. So I'm trying to structure the program such that you guys are able to use the information, the technical knowledge that you'll learn right off the bat. Okay, so I'm trying to build it with a bull market first kind of approach. So that's where my time has been going. But if you guys want to catch me on the live streams with Sean, let me know in the comment section below. And every time Sean does do a live stream, I'm going to try and jump in on there. Now with that, guys, let's jump right into KASPA. Now remember, we have a process when it comes to doing our technical analysis. And what is that process, guys? Mango dashboard first. Let's go ahead and figure out where is that trend at. Right, so this is the Mango dashboard, app.mangoresearch.co. You guys have been following the story now for, well, at least a month. Okay, so now you can see Bitcoin USDT is neutral on the daily time frame. All right, so we're seeing these beautiful bullish trends actually cool off now. Let's see what KASPA is up to. Alrighty, let's get into the drop down. All right, so daily and 2-day are still long, so we still have bullish trends on, well, those two time frames. The higher time frames is telling us that, hey, higher time frames still very much in an uptrend. However, 4-hour time frame is neutral, 12-hour time frame is short. What was this before? Okay, the 4-hour was also short before, so that's something to note. So now what this is telling me is that, while that higher time frame uptrend is still intact, what we could be seeing is a pullback on the lower time frames. And right now, because this 4-hour was previously short, from short it's turned into neutral, this is telling you that, hey, KASPA is actually picking up a bit of steam on the 4-hour time frame. The bulls right now are actually trying to pick up KASPA to see if it can actually close over that region of resistance. However, there's one thing I don't like. Okay, now as a KASPA bull, I want to see KASPA actually tick to the upside. But I mean, we got to always approach every chart with as little bias as possible, right? Because ultimately, we're not here to be bullish or bearish. We're all here to make money from these markets, right? Whatever side that we can make money on the best is the side that we have to lean towards. However, this is what the dashboard is here for. It's also going to check your biases. What I'm seeing on KASPA that I'm not liking right now as a bull is if you look at the 2-day row, all right, yeah, we have a bullish long trend signal on there. You're up 151% if you managed to catch the reversal when it was given to you. If you had an alert set on it, you probably caught the trend. However, notice the flag. We got potential bearish divergence on the 2-day time frame. Now, we will be fleshing this out. It's potential bearish divergence and not triggered just yet. What we will be going over in this video, I'll be giving you guys the trigger to that bearish divergence. All right, that way you're prepared just in case that bearish divergence actually triggers to the downside, which could lead to KASPA dropping even further. All right, so now with this picture, guys, let's get right into KASPA's chart. This is KASPA on the 2-day time frame. The 2-day time frame has been our most favorite time frame to dissect KASPA's, bigger picture on, the macro picture on. And the last time we spoke about KAS is, well, we were sitting at 14 cents actually. And what did I tell you guys? I said I want to see 2 confirmed candle closes over 14 cents. Only when we get that can I anticipate another move to the upside. Right? Did we get 2 closes over 14 cents on the 2-day time frame? No. We had 1 close right here, okay, which came in on the candle of 3rd December, right? However, the second 2-day candle closed underneath, right? This is why I always tell you guys to wait on confirmation, right? Confirmation is so important. Confirmation is that thin line between you actually catching a profitable trade or you sitting in deep freaking losses. Okay, that's what confirmation can do for you. Now, KASPA, guys, KASPA was still pretty freaking forgiving. Okay, for anyone who tried to catch a breakout trade on KASPA as soon as we closed over 14 cents and you did not wait on confirmation, yeah, we broke down below 14 cents on that second 2-day candle. But you know what? You were still given like a pretty decent amount of time to get out of a bad trade. Alrighty, you probably got out with a minimal loss if you took the opportunity to get out. However, in certain junctures of the market, now because we're in a bull market, because KASPA's trend is strong, because you're going to find buyers for this asset coming in, it's going to be forgiving. But what about the times in a market cycle where the chart is not going to be forgiving? What about on those macro reversals? What about during the bear market? What happens then? Because if you don't wait on confirmation, especially if you're long, if you're bullish, you know, when the trend is against you, price could end up doing something like this. Yeah, it's not going to give you an opportunity to get out with a minimal loss. you could see some deadly candles actually knocking you out of your trade. Okay, and those hurt. But yeah, that's just a tip. Wait on freaking confirmation. We did not get confirmation over 14 cents. What were we looking for our next stop? I said that okay, if we fail to get that confirmation, we could then look for a very, very good trade opportunity on the 12-hour dynamic. And why was I looking at the 12-hour dynamic specifically? Why was it specific? It was because, guys, throughout KASPA's entire trend, let me just switch up all the lines, okay? As soon as we started this trend, this is where KASPA broke out of that beautiful, beautiful ascending triangle. Notice that the trend is being held by that 12-hour dynamic indicator, all right? Every single touch of the dynamic, let me mark it out for you now. Every single touch of the dynamic was met with support. We got supported right here, beautiful symmetrical triangle, broke to the upside. The next time we retested, we bounced right off it with a beautiful bounce. The next one too, second bounce, third bounce, and what happened here? This is where we lost that 12-hour dynamic. Okay, this essentially told you that, hey, caution. All right, this is the time. If you are looking to catch a bid on KASPA, be patient. You're likely going to get a better bid opportunity on KASPA. All right, now for those of you wondering, okay, Krisha, you've told us the story about KASPA. You told us that major region of support, good stuff. What's happening now? I'm going to be honest. If I'm looking at this 12-hour time frame that we have been holding, that we've been respecting for some time now, the bears have actually taken over this time around, okay? And why have they taken over? Because KASPA has lost that 12-hour uptrend that it had maintained ever since the breakout right here. So I'm looking for two things. Every time KASPA loses its trend, say we lost the 12-hour trend, which we've been keeping track of, when it loses the 12-hour trend, I then move on over to the next higher time frame to see if that time frame is able to catch the trend. Okay, because oftentimes what happens is that, say this is a trend, okay, but then we break. This break right here is likely going to get supported on a higher time frame support. So I want to see if there's any support pouring in on one of the higher time frames, right? And that's why I get on over to my daily time frame to see if there's anything supporting KASPA on the daily time frame. And yes, we have the daily dynamic indicator. However, if we have to assess price action relative to the daily dynamic, guys, we lost the daily dynamic as well. Okay, you can see that this candle closed underneath the daily dynamic indicator. For those of you who want the levels on the dynamic, you don't have access to the indicator, please go ahead and take note of these levels. It's a range of sorts, okay? We're looking at a range, and this is it right here. All right, perfect. This range comes in from around 0.1258 all the way down to 0.1211. I will be annotating these numbers on my screen. Now, for those of you who want access to the dynamic indicator and you don't want to wait on me to give you guys the daily updates on these levels, you guys can sign up for the dynamic on the mango.markets/dynamic. I will be linking this down below. But for those of you who want to keep up with these levels through the daily videos, make sure you're hitting the sub and the bell icon because I will be bringing up these levels every time I cover KASPA, and these levels change with every new candle that we have on the chart. Now, as far as KASPA is concerned, relative to that daily dynamic, what I want to see happen here, I want to see KASPA on the daily time frame start closing candles above that dynamic indicator. Okay, to help me assess whether or not we could start seeing further upside. All right, only when we start doing that. So look for this candle to close over the daily dynamic indicator coming in at 0.1258. All right, only when we start doing that will I anticipate another push to the upside, taking us all the way back up to 14 cents. All right, and why I really, really like this level right now is that if you have to assess the midpoint, for those of you who've been following my analysis, not just on KASPA, but even on Bitcoin, on all the other altcoins, you guys know that I really like gauging price action relative to that midpoint, all right? And you'll see that the midpoint too, guys, the midpoint of this range from 14 cents all the way down to 11 cents comes in very close to that dynamic range, right? Coming in at 0.1268. I assess whether or not an asset could see continuation based on where it closes relative to the mid. All right, so if we can start closing candles over this region, okay, the mid guys coming in at around 0.1268. If we can start closing candles over this, I'm saying 14 cents, here we come, okay? And then depending on how we react off of 14 cents, can we really anticipate whether or not KASPA actually breaks out from here? However, now this is the upside clause. If we are really assessing probability based on what price action has done so far, I'm saying that the bears have a bit more control than the bulls, okay, in this range right here, because number one, we're living underneath the midpoint. Number two, we've technically broken that daily dynamic indicator. And number three, we're actually holding it as resistance so far. However, the one thing that the bulls have going in their favor right now is that price has been closing candles over 11 cents. It's only when we start seeing a break of 11 cents will I anticipate a deeper pullback on KASPA's chart. Before then, I would not be jumping the gun. Okay, this is still very much in a very aggressive uptrend on the higher time frame. So I'm not willing to fight against that force until I see confirmation. And for me, confirmation is going to be a break underneath 11 cents. And you need to understand, if we actually do get a break underneath 11 cents, we're going to be triggering a much larger M-like formation, which is a bearish pattern. Okay, this is it right here. That's the M. Alrighty, and if I have to go ahead and take the measured move of the M-like formation and plot it on the potential break, where will this take KAS down to? This will take KASPA all the way down to 8 cents. Okay, but of course, guys, contingent on the break. We need to see a break of 11 cents before actually jumping into a short position here. All right, confirmation, guys. We're waiting on confirmation to the downside, just like how we're waiting on confirmation to the upside. There's no discrimination in that regard. Okay, the one thing that could allude to 11 cents being lost is if this daily candle right here actually closes underneath that dynamic indicator. Okay, so if we close underneath that red zone, so if we close underneath this red zone, this red box territory, I'm saying there's a better chance that we actually break 11 cents to the downside. So that's what I'm going to be keeping my eyes out on. But as far as that 2-day divergence play is concerned, remember on the Mango dashboard, we noticed that we have a 2-day potential bearish divergence. Let's see when that triggers. Okay, this is the 2-day time frame. I think this bearish divergence is technically already triggered. This is it right here. So we had a higher high on price action, but we had a lower high on the RSI. Okay, you can see it's very clear. It has already triggered to the downside. And it would be very fitting if price on the 2-day time frame actually closed over the midpoint, coming in at 0.126. If we did that on tomorrow's close, yeah, we could be staring at potential bullish divergence, because notice what's happening. It's going to be a double bullish divergence in a way, because we would be seeing lower lows on RSI, as well as lower lows in that same sort of corresponding period on the Stokes. But as far as price action is concerned, we're going to be looking at higher lows. Okay, so there's a very, very clear divergence play there. If KASPA fails to break 11 cents, as well as it closes over that midpoint, I think that's going to be a very powerful picture, at which point, yeah, a rally to 14 cents at the very least is plausible. It's definitely on the books. So that is a potential play wherein bearish divergence starts turning into bullish divergence. And I'm going to implore you guys to always try to look ahead. Okay, because when you're looking ahead, you're able to see trades play out before prices even get to that juncture. You're not reacting to the market, you're preparing for the high probability outcome, which is going to get you into much safer, much more profitable trades. When you get into a safe trade, guys, you're going to be able to add to those trades very, very easily. Not just add to those trades, you're also going to be able to get into other trade opportunities when you spot them, because you're going to be sitting so stress-free in this previous KASPA trade that you took. Try to look ahead if you're looking to catch good trade opportunities. And I'm approaching the Sprouts program with this lens: how to look at the big picture, okay, while also being able to think ahead on your trades. Because only with that can you find some amazing, amazing bid opportunities. A good bid is one that is very easy to manage. Remember that. Okay, because in case you're wrong, you're able to get out with a minimal loss. Okay, that too is stress-free. Even when you're taking your losses, you got to make sure that you're sitting in a stress-free position. All right, so you guys can find this on the mango.com/sprouts. I brought you guys here for those of you who are in the Sprouts program. Now, guys, Module 6 drops soon. I know I was supposed to release this a couple of days ago, okay? However, I just remembered a few golden nugget lessons that I wanted to add to the trend analysis module. Okay, so that's why it's taking a bit more time. I'm always going to focus on the quality before the speed. So yeah, that's just a quick update for you on Module 6. Okay, this one is going to be on trend analysis, and then we're going to be moving on to pattern trading. Woohoo! Yeah, very excited for that. Very excited for that. But anywho, guys, this is all I have for you on KASPA for today. You guys have all the critical levels that you need to watch out for tomorrow's close. And that 2-day time frame has been the time frame that we've been assessing KASPA's overarching trend on. Okay, so eyes on tomorrow's close. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash the likes, and I will see you in the next update. With this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao, guys.